So welcome to Narayana College online classes. So in this today's episode we will start structure of atom. So structure of atom is very important for objective purpose. In the board exam it carries 10 marks. In the NEET exam we will get 1 or 2 questions. One question in the GMS exam, one question in KCET exam only. So let us start introduction to this structure of atom only. So generally what is atom? Atom is the smallest particle only. You know already matter. Matter is composed of small particles which are called as atoms only. So generally atom is the word, if you see this atom is the word derived from Greek word atomio. Atomio. What is atomio means? Indivisible. Atomio means what? Indivisible. So atom cannot be converted into very small particle. It is the smallest particle only. So Greek word it is atomio. Atomio means what? Indivisible only. So already in the basic concept of chemistry, we already discussed Dalton's atomic theory. You know Dalton atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory. What is Dalton atomic theory tells about? Dalton atomic theory mainly tells about matter is composed of the small particles which are called as atoms. Matter is composed of small particles which are called as what? Atoms. Atoms of same elements. Atoms of the elements having same properties, like they having same mass, they having same size only. If we take the different elements having a different properties, they may be different in the size or they may be different in the mass of the particles only. So atoms of different elements combine in a simple ratio, they will form a compounds. Atoms of different element combine in a simple ratio, they will form a compounds. So matter neither be created nor be destroyed only. So these are what here? These are the postulates of the Dalton's atomic theory. So for the first point here, matter is composed of small particles, small indivisible particles. Matter is composed of small indivisible particles are called atoms. Okay, and the next point we have atoms of same elements. Atoms of same elements having same properties. So properties in the sense they having same size and they having a same mass only. If you want to take this one next point regarding about different elements only. Atoms of different elements having different in properties. Atoms of different elements have different properties. So what are the differences there? Maybe the difference in the size, or maybe difference in the mass, or maybe difference in the chemical properties only. Okay, next you can see one more point here. Atoms are combined. Atoms of different elements combine in a simple ratio, they will form molecules or compounds. Atoms of different elements. Atoms of different elements combined in simple ratio, they form compounds. They form compounds. And one more point about this one, matter neither be created nor be destroyed. Matter neither be created nor be destroyed. So these are main postulates of the Dalton atomic theory only. So what are the drawbacks of this Dalton atomic theory? You can see the next we have drawbacks. So what are the drawbacks of this Dalton atomic theory? Means Dalton atomic theory fails to explain the why atoms of different elements combine with each other. Okay, that is one of the drawback. And if we take a ebonite glass rod, can take a glass rod and you can rub it with a silk cloth or fur, then what you will getting? Some electricity will be generated only. So why this electricity can be generated? It cannot explain by what ma? Dalton's atomic theory. So these are what major drawbacks of which one ma? Dalton atomic theory. So these are major drawbacks of this theory. It could not explain the how atoms of different elements combine with each other. It failed to explain when glass or ebonite rubbed with silk or fur generate electricity. It fails to explain the internal structure of the atoms only. What it explains? It mainly explains the law of conservation of mass, law of constant proportion and the law of multiple proportion only. These three theories can be explained by what? Dalton atomic theory. So which are not explained means these are the drawbacks of Dalton atomic theory. Next concept you can see here subatomic particles. So atom consists of the small particles. There are so many particles are there, but in few of the particles are considered as a subatomic particles only. So atom consists of large number of or more number of particles. So in these particles you can say this one electrons, protons, neutrons, mesons, positrons, neutrino, antineutrino, antiproton. So it may be contains the particles like electrons, protons, neutrons, mesons, positron, neutrino, antineutrino and antiprotino. These are the different types of the particles can be present in an atom only. So generally what here, these are very smallest particles only. So among these electron, proton and neutron, among these electron, proton and neutron, these three called as subatomic particles only. These three we are calling as what ma? Subatomic particles are the fundamental particles only, or we can say fundamental particles. So what are the fundamental particles or subatomic particles are the atom? What you can say? These are electron, proton and neutron. These are called as subatomic particles or fundamental particles only. So what you have to know here, what are electrons, how they are discovered, what is the charge of electron and what is the mass of electron, we have to identify now. Now we can see the first one here, discovery of electron. So this is you have to know how the electrons are discovered. Okay, and what is the mass of electron and what is the charge of electron and what is the mass, charge to mass ratio of the electrons, we can discuss in this today's episode only. So here who discovered electron? Here electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson. He discovered the electron by using what? Discharge tube experiment only. So electron is there, electron discovered by J.J. Thomson. What he using means using discharge tube experiment only. Using what ma discharge tube experiment, you will find out the electron only. So here what you can say here, we can identify the discharge tube, or you can say here cathode ray tube only. So here what is the cathode ray tube or the discharge tube here? Cathode ray tube or discharge tube is made up of a glass only. This is the glass in the form of a cylindrical shape only. So in this glass tube we have to fit a two metal electrodes. These two metal electrodes are connected through a battery, opposite poles of the battery. This is the what here, this is the construction of which one ma? Cathode ray tube, or you can say discharge tube only. You can see this one. So this is, I am taking a discharge tube only. This is a discharge tube. So here what you are taking here, this is a discharge tube, this is a cylindrical discharge tube only. Here you can put the two metal electrodes. These are the two metal electrodes. These two metal electrodes are connected through a battery. Connected through a battery. So this is what here, this is a vacuum pump only. This is what ma vacuum pump. This is a negative charged pole. This we are calling as a cathode. Here the metal electrode is what means, here the metal electrode is what? Positive. This is called as an anode only. Both are connected by what ma? Battery. So battery means what here? Battery having two opposite poles are there. Here a negative terminal, here small line represent negative terminal, capital large line represent what ma? Positive terminal only. Both are connected to the battery. This is what here? This is a cathode ray tube, or you can say what ma? Discharge tube only. So here what you can find out means, here we can find out the properties of the cathode rays only. What you have to maintain. So in this discharge tube, we have to take the gas at very low pressure only. So we can take at gas at very low pressure. So here pressure is equal to, you can write here 10 power minus 2 atmosphere only. We can supply high voltage. We can supply high voltage, nearly you can supply here 10,000 volts of electricity we are supplying only. So how can you maintain the low pressure in this discharge tube? Means in this discharge tube, what is there here? Vacuum pump is there. By using this vacuum pump, we want to decrease the pressure only. Or you can say very low pressure can be maintained by using what ma? Vacuum pump only. So here this is the discharge tube. These are what ma? Metal electrodes only. So what we are applying here, we can apply the volts. How much volts are applying here? Approximately 10,000 volt. You can say this is a high voltage only. High voltage are applying, and we are maintaining the pressure how much ma? Very less pressure, that is 10 power minus 2 atmosphere pressure we are maintaining only. Whenever you pass this electricity, or you can apply high voltage in this discharge tube, then what happened here? The flow of particles can be moving from which one means here anode to the cathode, cathode to the anode, cathode to the anode. Whenever you can supply the high voltage and the low pressure in the discharge tube, then what happened here? The flow of particles taking place from which one here? Cathode to what ma? Anode only. Cathode to anode. Here we can know one point here. We can see the charges here. So generally you know charges here, same charge is there. Same, suppose here same charges are there, then what here? Opposites. Or you can say repulsive forces will be takes place. Same charges only. If you take here different charges, if you take different charges, there is what ma? Attract with each other only. Attract with each other. So this is the main point you can know. Two charges are there. If two are negative charges, they are opposite with each other. If two are positive charges are there, that is also opposite with each other. So same charges are undergo what? Repulsive forces. If opposite charges are there, so one is positive and one is negative, then what happen here? There is some of the attractive force will be takes place. Here we can see, observe here, cathode generally having a negative charged particle, they can move towards which one, ma? Anode only. So these particles generally what here? These are the stream of the particles which are having what charge? Which are having a negative in charge only. They can move from which one? Cathode to anode. So these particles we are called as a what, ma? Cathode rays. Cathode rays are the streaming particles, or cathode rays are composed of negatively charged particles. These negatively charged particles we are calling as what? Electrons only. Okay, so in the cathode ray what is produced? Some particles are moving from cathode to anode. So what are the charge of these particles? The charge of these particles are negative charge only. So these are we are calling as charged particles are coming from what, ma? Cathode. So the particles that are coming from the cathode we are calling as what? Negatively charged particles. These negatively charged particles we are calling as what, ma? Electrons only. So like this electrons are produced in this discharge tube experiment only. Here what you have to know? Here you have to know one point. What are the properties of the cathode rays only? We will see some of the properties of which one, ma? Cathode rays. Now see the point here. The current flow through the stream of the particles moving in the tube from which one? Cathode to anode. Already cathode to anode is there. Stream of particles are called as what, ma? Cathode rays only. Cathode rays. Next we can see the properties of this cathode rays only. Now we can see here cathode rays are moving from, you see the first point here, cathode rays are moving from cathode to anode. Cathode to anode, you can see the moving here. Now here cathode rays are generally not visible only. If you want to see the cathode rays like this, it is not visible. How can you see this, or how can you identify the cathode rays only? So in this discharge tube, just we have to get one zinc sulfide screen only. In this discharge tube we can take what, ma? A zinc sulfide screen only. Whenever you can place one zinc sulfide screen at the anode portion, then what happened here? The cathode, the particles which are moving from cathode to anode, they hit this zinc sulfide screen, they will produce some glow only. Okay, so these particles are not visible, but their behavior can be observed by using what, ma? Zinc sulfide screen only. We can see the next point here. Particles, cathode rays are not visible. Cathode rays are not visible, but their behavior can be observed by using a zinc sulfide screen, or you can say fluorescent screen also. Their behavior can be observed by using what, ma? Zinc sulfide screen. Whenever they hit this zinc sulfide screen, they will produce some glow on the screen only. So this is the second point regarding about here properties of the cathode rays only. Next we can see the one more point here. Third point here, cathode rays are moved in straight line. Cathode rays are moving what, ma? Straight line. And you can say in absence of electric field and magnetic field only. If you take the cathode rays here, they can move in always what? Straight line. In absence of which one? Electric field and what, ma? Magnetic field only. See the next point here. Suppose an electric field is applied. If electric field is applied, cathode rays are moved from, or cathode rays are moved from cathode to what, ma? Anode only. If electric field is applied, if electric field is applied, cathode rays are moving from cathode to anode. Cathode to what, ma? Anode. This is the another property of which one, ma? Cathode rays. So generally cathode rays having what charge here? Cathode rays having negatively charged particles. These negatively charged particles are called as what? Electrons only. Cathode rays are negatively charged particles. Negatively charged particles which are called electrons only. So these are what? These are the properties of which one? Cathode rays only. So the nature of the cathode rays, does not depends on the nature of the gas used in the discharge tube and the nature of the electrode material used in the cathode discharge. A very important point here. Cathode rays, the nature of the cathode rays does not depends on nature of the gas we are using in the discharge tube and the nature of the electrode material or electrode material used in this experiment only. So these are what? These are the properties of which one? Cathode rays only. Okay. So the next one we have charge to mass ratio of electron. Charge is A, mass of electron is m. This we are calling as a specific charge only. So J.J. Thomson did some of the corrections in this discharge tube experiment. He will identify the E by M ratio only, that we are calling as a specific charge only. So J.J. Thomson identified or calculated or identified E by M ratio. E by M ratio of electron by change in discharge tube experiment. Okay, so this is the discharge tube only. You see this part here, this is the discharge tube. So in this discharge tube we have cathode is there, anode is there. Okay, and it is connected to the battery and we are taking a gas at very low pressure, you know that point. Here you can see here both electric field is there, electric field above here, positive and negative terminal is there, and here this is a magnetic field only. This is what? Magnetic field. He set up the discharge tube arrangement by electric field and what? Magnetic field. Both are perpendicular to each other. So this is the electric field, this is what? Magnetic field. Both are perpendicular to each other, and not only perpendicular to each other, it is perpendicular to the path of the electron also. Path of the electron. How they change the discharge tube on? You change the discharge tube by taking the magnetic field and electric field. Both fields are perpendicular to each other. And that field is not only perpendicular to each other, they are perpendicular to the path of the electrons only. Path of the electrons. So what they take here? Electric field. Electric field and magnetic field both are perpendicular to each other. So they are perpendicular to as well as and perpendicular to path of electrons. These two fields are not only perpendicular to each other, they are perpendicular to the path of the electrons only. Okay, so this is the setup made by J.J. Thomson in the discharge tube to identify the E by M ratio, are we calling as specific charge of the electron only. So what he did here, first we will apply the electrical field on. Okay, whenever you can apply the electric field, whenever the electric field is applied, the cathode rays are deviate their path and hit the cathode ray tube or at point means at the point A. When electric field is applied, cathode rays are deviate their path and hit the cathode ray tube at point A. This is the point A. So electric field, what they have? They will hit the cathode ray tube at the point A. Next they will take here magnetic field on. magnetic field. So they take the magnetic field, then what happened here? Cathode rays or deviate their path and hit the, or electrons or cathode rays are the deviate their path and hit the point. Cathode rays at what point? At the point C only. So this is at what? This is at the point C, that is the magnetic field only. So now here what they did means, here he want to balance the both electric field and magnetic field only. Balance both electric field and magnetic field. The point, they will hit the cathode ray tube at what is the point means, at the point B only. Or you can say one more point here, in the absence of both electric and magnetic field, the cathode rays are move in the direction and hit the cathode ray tube point at the point B only. So by balancing this electric field and magnetic field, he want to identify the E by M ratio for the electron only. Main 3 points: electric field, deviate their path, touch the point at A; magnetic field, deviate their path, touch the point at C. In absence of both electric and magnetic field, okay, they will hit the cathode ray tube at what? Point B. How the point B is formed? Point B, you can say balancing, or you can say in absence of electric and what? Magnetic field on. So by observing these points, these conclusions, J.J. Thomson identify the E by M ratio for the electron only. From the above points, what he conclude means, he want to balance the both electric and magnetic field. He want to identify the E by M ratio for the electron. E by M ratio for the electron is here 1.7588 into 10 power 11 coulomb per kilogram only. Coulomb per kilogram. Here what is E here? E is we can say charge of electron. What is Me here? Me is equal to mass of electron. Me is equal to what? Mass of electron. So this is the what? E by M value for which one? Electron only. What are the value got? 1.7588 into 10 power 11 coulomb per kilogram only. Clear? So from this what you can find out here, next we have to find out the charge of the electron. From that charge of the electron we can find out the mass of the electron only. So this is regarding about which one? Calculating or specific charge from which one here? J.J. Thomson experiment, cathode experiment, by doing some of the corrections in the discharge tube experiments only. See the next one, we have charge of electron only. So generally what is electrons here? Electrons are negatively charged particles. Electrons are negatively charged particles. What is the charge of electron? Charge of electron is equal to 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. Here why we are giving sign here? Because the electrons are negatively charged particles. The charge of electron is 1.602 into 10 power minus 19. See what is C? C represents coulombs only. So generally Mulliken, how can you identify the charge of electron means here? Charge of electron is measured from Mulliken oil drop experiment. Mulliken oil drop experiment only. From this experiment he want to find out the charge of the electron. The charge of electron is the integral multiple of 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs only. From Mulliken experiment, charge is integral multiple of integral multiple of 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs only. So we'll discuss how this Mulliken oil drop experiment is there, how we'll find out the charge from this experiment only. So this is the arrangement. In this arrangement you can identify charge of the electron. Generally this experiment is what experiment? Mulliken oil drop experiment only. So this is the representation of this diagram. So here some oil particles are there. This is called atomic zone. If you want to press this one, then what happened here? Oil can be exist in the form of what? Mist only. Okay. Here it is what? A micro telescope. Whenever the oil particles are coming from above positive condenser to the below portion, then what you can see, we can identify the moving of this oil particles only. So here we are supplying some X-rays only. What are the use of this X-rays? Means whenever you can send the X-rays here, the air inside the chamber is ionized only. Any air particles are there, they can be what? Ionized only. So this is a positive electrical condenser, this is a negative condenser only. Here X-rays are there. For this a small hole is there. It is a small hole. Through this small hole, what happened here? The oil particles are coming like this only. The oil particles are coming. This is a systematic arrangement. So in this experiment, a fine oil particles are produced by the atomizer. It can move from the above part of the condenser. The oil particles are moving through this small hole only. Through this small hole, the movement of these oil particles can be observed by the microscope only. The air inside the chamber is ionized by what? X-rays only. Whenever the air is ionized by the X-rays, then what happened here? Some negatively charged particles are produced. These negatively charged particles are collide or combine with these oil particles, then oil particles acquires a negative charge only. Oil particles acquires what? Negative charge only. From this we can identify the rate fall of the oil droplets. From that rate fall of the oil droplets, Mulliken identified or measured the mass of these oil particles. Finally what he concluded means, he concluded that the charge of the oil droplet is what? Negative, which is the integral multiple of 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs only. Clear? Here X-rays produce a negatively charged particles. Those negatively charged particles will combine with what? Oil droplets. Then oil droplets carries what charge? A negative charge only. From this you want to identify here what the point I wrote. Mulliken experiment charge is the integral multiple what? 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. From this they give one formula. So Q is equal to N into E. Here charge of the oil droplet is the integral multiple of which one? Electron only. From this what is N here? N is equal to, you can write here 1, 2, 3 and so on you can write on. Suppose you can find out N here. N is equal to Q by E. N is equal to what? Q by E. Charge of the particle is given and the charge of the electron you can compare. Then what you will get here? You will get the number of electrons from this experiment only. So this is regarding which one? Mulliken oil drop experiment. From this what you are finding, you will find out the charge of the electron. What are the charge of electron you can got here? 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs only. 19 coulomb. So this is for which one? Charge of electron. We can put the negative, that is the charge of electron. We can put the positive, that is for which one? Charge of the proton. We will discuss later. This is regarding about which one? Mulliken oil drop experiment. What you are finding? You are finding what? Charge of the electron. What is the charge of electron? Minus 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs only. This is some of the questions on this Mulliken oil drop experiment only. See, the first question we have, an oil drop has 6.93 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb charge. How many electrons does this oil drop has? So charge is given already. Q is equal to 6.93 into 10 power minus 19. You know the charge of electron is equal to 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. What are the formula we have? Q is equal to Ne. So N is equal to what? Q by A. What is N? We have 6.93 into 10 power minus 19 by 1.60 into 10 power minus 19. What is cancel ma? 10 power minus 19, 10 power minus 19 cancel. Then what you will get here? 6.93 by 1.602. Approximately you will get how much ma? 4 only. So how many electrons are there in this? N is equal to, we have 4 electrons are there. See the second question we have. In an oil drop experiment, the following charges was founded in a series of oil droplets. Calculate the magnitude of the charge on electron. The values are given here: 3 into 10 power minus 18, 9 into 10 power minus 18, 12 into 10 power minus 18, and 18 into 10 power minus 18. What is given here? The given magnitude of the charge only. So 3 into 10 power minus 18, 9 into 10 power minus 18, 12 into 10 power minus 18, and we have 18 into 10 power minus 18. So here magnitude of the charge means here the smallest value only. What is the smallest value among those? The smallest value among those, that is 3 into 10 power minus 8 only. Okay. So if you want to take this one, how can you write this one? Can I write here? So 3 electron, can I write here? 3 electron. Can I write this one? 4 electrons. You can multiply 3 into 3, 9 only. Na? This is take 1 electron. So can I write here 3 electron? So this is 3 into 4, how much here? 12 electrons. Here, can I write here 6 electrons? Can I write what means 6 electrons? These are what? One is fixed, one is what? Integral multiple. N value here what? Here n is equal to 1. But here what? 2. Here what? 4. Here what? 6 only. These are what? Integral multiple value only. So like this we can write what? Magnitude of the charge and what? Electron. By comparing first one, smallest value, then you can write the remaining values in the form of which one? Integral multiple values only. See the same question like. Same matter is there in oil drop experiment. The following charges were found to a series of oil droplets. Calculate the magnitude of the charge of the electron. What you can do? First you can compare with the least value among them. What is the least value we have? This is 1.5 into 10 power minus 19. Suppose I am taking it is 1 electron only. So here can I write here 2 electrons? So can I write here 3 electrons? Can I write here 4 electrons? Like this we can identify if the series of the values are given. This is the way of identifying integral multiples and number of electrons. Yes, here I wrote one more point here. Magnitude of charge here. The magnitude of charge is always what? Smallest charge given in the value, that is the magnitude of the charge. In this series, which is the smallest value? 3 into 10 power minus 8. In this series, what is the smallest value? 1.5 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. This is the magnitude of the charge only. We can fix it for the 1 electron. The remaining electron you can write in the form of which one? Integral multiples only. See the next one we have discovery of the proton. Electron is completed. The next one is fundamental particle is proton. Proton was discovered by Goldstein only. How we will find out the proton means here he used a perforated cathode in the discharge tube and repeated the J.J. Thomson experiment only. So what is this perforated cathode? Cathode means here cathode having some holes only. That we are having some of the holes only. This is the cathode we have. It is having some of the holes and repeated the what experiment? J.J. Thomson experiment only. Already you discussed J.J. Thomson discharge tube experiments. So we are taking a discharge tube. In the discharge tube we have 2 metal electrodes are there. One is cathode and one is what? Anode. Cathode is negative, anode is what? Positive. Both are connected to the oppositely charged poles of the battery, connected with high voltage, and here vacuum pump is there to decrease the pressure of the gas. We are maintaining the pressure of the gas is very low, that is 10 power minus 2 atmosphere, and you can apply the high voltage, that is 10,000 volts supply current we are supplying through this electrode only. So this is what I told here. This is a perforated cathode. Cathode is there, or you can imagine it is a perforated cathode. Whenever the high voltage can be supplied between these 2 metal electrodes, so then what happened here? There is a streaming of new particles which is behind this cathode only. So the air is very present, or the discharge tube contains gas. The gas at very low pressure only. We can supply some electricity. Then what happened? High voltage. Then what happened? A new ray of the particles, a new streaming of the particles which is behind which is behind what, my cathode. These particles are having what charge here? Positive charged particles only. These particles we are calling as what here? Anode rays, or you can call it as a canal rosoni. So these are what here? Positively charged particles. These positively charged particles, what we are calling here? We are calling as what, ma? Protons only. So this is regarding about here discovery of the proton. We can see what are the properties of anode rays. The properties of anode rays, or you can say here canal rays only. So you can see the first point here, anode rays are travel in a straight line. Anode rays are travel in a straight line. So anode rays are moving towards which one? Anode rays are moving towards negatively charged electrodes. Anode rays are moving towards negatively charged electrodes. Negatively charged electrodes. So these are what? These are positively charged particles. These are positively charged particles. These positive charged particles, what are calling, ma? Protons only. Okay, you can see here. These particles are moved towards which one, ma? Negatively charged. What is the negative charge here? Cathode. What is the charge of these particles? The charge of these particles is what? Positive. So positive charged particles, what are calling, ma? The positive charged particles we are calling as what? Protons only. We can see the next point here. Nature of the, generally, nature of the cathode rays. You can see here nature. Nature of anode rays depends on, nature of anode rays mainly depends on nature of the gas in the discharge tube. Nature of gas used in discharge tube. Nature of gas used in discharge tube only. And one more, you can compare the E by M ratio only. E by M ratio of the anode rays mainly depends on nature of the gas. E by M ratio of anode rays depends on nature of gas. So these are what here? Some of the properties of which one? Anode rays are what, ma? Canal rays. They are moving in a straight line. Anode rays are moving towards negatively charged electrode. Those are called as a positively. These are positively charged particles. These positively charged particles, what are calling? Protons only. Nature of anode rays mainly depends on the nature of the gas used in the discharge tube. And E by M ratio of anode rays mainly depends on what, ma? Nature of the gas only. So these are what here main some of the properties of anode rays or canal rays only. You can see the next, you can see E by M ratio of the proton. E by M ratio of the proton is given 9.58 into 10 power 4 coulomb per gram only. From this you can find out here mass of the proton. So mass of the proton is equal to, you can take this charge of the proton by E by M ratio of the proton only. So charge of the proton, generally you can write here 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs only. If it is a electron, you can apply the negative charge. If it is a proton, you can take the positive charge. 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs we have. And what is the E by M ratio we have? This is 9.58 into 10 power 4 coulomb per gram only. Now we'll see here coulomb cancel, then what you will get here? 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 into here 10 power minus 4 by, you will get it here 9.58 only. So then what you will get here? You will getting here this is 1.67 into 10 power minus 24 grams, or you can see here 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kilograms only. So this is what? This is mass of the proton we have. Mass of the proton. What is the mass of proton? Mass of proton is equal to 1.67 into 10 power minus 24 grams, or 10 power minus 27 kilograms only. Two important points you can see, E by m ratio of the proton and mass of the proton only. Next one, you have discovery of the neutron. If you take the atom consists of a nucleus only. The nucleus is composed of protons. The nucleus is not only composed of the protons, it is having some of the another particles also. That another smallest particles we are calling as what ma? Neutrons only. You know here atom consists of protons along with the, or you can say nucleus, you can say, sorry. If you take this atom, this is the center of the part is called as what ma? Nucleus only. In this nucleus what is there here? Protons are there. Along with the protons, some other particles like neutrons also present along with the proton only. So inside the nucleus protons are there, and also one more what we have, protons are there, and also what we have neutrons also there only. Okay, so generally who discovered this neutron means here neutron discovered by James Chadwick. Who discovered the neutron? The neutron can be discovered by which one here James Chadwick only. How James Chadwick identify the neutron means here he is taking a beryllium atom. Beryllium atom can be bombarded with alpha particle. Alpha particle means here you can say alpha particle. What is alpha particle? He plus 2 is called as alpha particle, that we can say doubly charged helium atom. We can write here 2He4 only. So then what you are getting here, you will get here carbon 6, this is 12 and 0 N1 is there. Whenever the beryllium particles is bombarded with the alpha particle, what is formed here? Carbon is formed. Along with the carbon, what is formed here? One neutron is produced. So this N represents what Neutron only. So what is the charge of this neutron? Neutron, no charge. There is no charge for the neutron. So you can identify, or you can say what is the mass of this neutron. Mass of neutron is equal to 1.675 into 10 power minus 24 grams, or you can say 1.675 into 10 power minus 27 kilograms only. So this is regarding about which one? Neutron only. Neutrons are formed by the bombardment of helium particle or beryllium with helium particle. Who discovered the neutron? James Chadwick. What is the charge here? There is no charge on. This is regarding about which one? Neutron. Now we can see this table: subatomic particle mass, relative mass and charge, and the relative charge. See the first fundamental particles, we have electron. Electron, we can see the mass here in the form of AMU, in the form of kilograms and grams, 0.000548 AMU. In the kilograms, we have 9.11 into 10 power minus 31 kilograms. In the form of grams, we have 9.11 into 10 power minus 28. The relative mass is 1 by 1837, and you can see the charge we have minus 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. And this another charge in the form of ESU, that is electrostatic unit, that is minus 4.8 into 10 power minus 10. Its relative charge is minus 1 only. Come to the proton, we have the value in AMU 1.0072, 77 or 728 you can take. And what is the mass in kilograms? 1.672 into 10 power minus 27 kilograms. And you can say this is 1.672 into 10 power minus 24 grams. The relative mass is 1 and charge is positive, that you can apply positive here, 1.60 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. In the form of electrostatic units, you can remove the charge here, 4.8 into 10 power minus 10 electrostatic units. The relative charge is what? 1. The last one we have neutron. Neutron mass in the AMU 1.008665 and the mass of neutron 1.675 into 10 power minus 27 kilograms, or you can write 10 power minus 24 grams. What are the relative mass? Relative mass is 1 we have, and the charge of the neutron is 0, and the relative charge is also what? 0. So this is important. What is important here? The mass of electron is important for us, and sometimes we are using in the calculation about mass of electron and mass of the proton only. So this table is important only. So this is regarding about the subatomic particles information only.